Hello, and thank you for watching this Canadian Prairie regional forecast for Monday, February 17th. I'm Andrew Pritchard, meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. As we talk about temperatures over the next 10 days, we're going to be watching a bit of a roller coaster ride with cooler air coming in to start the week, a warm up mid to late week, and then another push of cooler air as we get into the end of the week and the weekend. A dry week as we look at the prairie. We've got some flurries making their way in now, kind of on the nose of that colder air, and that's going to be about it. As we head through the rest of the week, no real major precipitation to talk about across the prairie until we get to the weekend, perhaps beyond that into early next week. Now, it's a cloudy start to the week, a cloudy start to our Monday here for many across the prairie. And again, we do have some light snow making its way through the region on the kind of the nose of the colder air that's pushing in across the prairie. So if we just look at the short-range, high-resolution forecast, we'll watch those snow flurries make their way off to the south through the day today into the early morning hours tomorrow. We'll go ahead and step through time with this one starting off today, heading through the morning, watching those very light snow flurries. Again, we're talking about a trace to maybe 5 centimeters of snow. The heavier snow going to be off to the south and to the west. Heading through the overnight hours tonight, watching that snow again. It's an area of high pressure that's pushing its way in, and we've got a front kind of draped across the region on the leading edge of that colder air pushing in. That is what is driving the flurries. Heading into the early morning hours on Tuesday, down near the U.S. border, perhaps some light snow flurries as well, all the way over toward the Winnipeg area. Snow is last to taper off across southwestern Alberta, finally coming to an end here Tuesday morning into midday Tuesday, and then again we dry out for the rest of the week. A look at those the temperatures here as we head through the next 48 hours. Again, you can see the cooler air mass pushing in from the north as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours, making its way across the entire prairie by the time we get to the day on Tuesday. Here's a look at your total snow accumulation forecast all the way through Tuesday night as well, getting into Wednesday morning. This covers the snow that falls here Monday and Tuesday. And again, we're talking about a light coating to a dusting, maybe a trace to 5 inches of snow here as you get into the higher elevation front range regions here of southern and western Alberta. So as we take a look at the jet stream, I'm going to hit play here. We'll watch how things unfold over the next week. A very progressive, wavy jet stream leads to several changes, and I'll help you diagnose those here just by looking at the jet stream. As we get things started here Monday into Tuesday, we watch this first trough make its way through the region. You see the trough right here, the strong jet stream winds coming out of the north. That brings in the push of cooler air. As we walk a little bit further into the week, Tuesday into Wednesday, we now see a ridge setting up across the region. This is what is going to keep us drier and bring in that warm up mid to late week. That ridge of high pressure, we see a little short wave, little storm system making its way up and over the top of that ridge. So maybe some precipitation across northern portions of Alberta into Saskatchewan and Manitoba. But this avoids the prairie being deflected up and over the top of that ridge. So as we get into the end of the week, you see this core of stronger jet stream winds blasting in from the Pacific. This is going to bring some change to the region. It's going to end the warm-up, and it's also going to bring the next chance for some organized, measurable precipitation to the region. And then as this trough anchors in the region, perhaps that possible that we could go into a bigger cool down as we get into the early part of next week, but we'll talk more about that in some of our future forecasts. Let's next look at the precipitation. You know, I said it's going to be a drier week. We just have these light snow flurries on the leading edge of our area of high pressure to talk about here Monday into Tuesday. Go ahead and highlight the primary prairie region right here. Watching this area of high pressure sink into the region over the next 24 hours, bringing snow to an end. High pressure now parked over the region by the time we get to early Wednesday, and that's going to take us into the end of the week. The warm-up is going to happen here as this area of high pressure scoots off to the east and to the south. We get clockwise flow around that. We start bringing in southerly flow by the time we get to Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Again, that will aid in the warm-up. We could see that area of low pressure deflected off to the north as we get into Thursday and Friday, maybe bringing some snow to far northern regions of Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, well north of the Canadian Prairie. Taking it into the end of the week and now into the weekend, this is when we'll start to watch off to the west, watching that core of stronger jet stream winds push in, perhaps bringing our next round of cooler temperatures and perhaps bringing our next round of measurable precipitation to the prairie. If I take out the light snow flurries and the trace to maybe 5 centimeters of snow that falls here over the next 24 to 48 hours, we're looking at a completely dry next 5 days. So this is the 5 days here, Wednesday through Sunday of this coming week. I believe that would be February 19th through the 23rd, looking at a dry 5-day period here across the prairie. So you look at the temperatures, again, a push of cooler air to start the week, a warm up mid to late week, and then we'll see that warmth begin to shrink away as we get into next weekend, and then beyond that into early next week. A look at our next 7 days of total snowfall, so taking it all the way through the end of the coming weekend. Total snow through February 24th, again, very light on all three of our models. And again, much of that falling here over the next 48 hours, with the best chance for anything over a trace or a light coating being here across the southern half of Alberta. Your next 10 days of temperatures here in Calgary, watching that cool down here to start the week off, warming up as we head into the end of the week. High temperatures around 7 degrees as we get into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A similar warm up here in Edmonton, getting back up to a few degrees above zero. Saskatoon, coolest again over the next 24 to 48 hours with that warm up as we get into the end of the week. Regina, a similar look, and Winnipeg. We got the same thing on tap here, just delayed by a day or two. We get that cool push of air. Lingers through the day on Wednesday, warming up as we head into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, near freezing as we get to the end of the weekend into early next week. Have a great day and a wonderful start to your week.